Hello. Treehouse released another one of these early classic curiosities. This is number 22. Doesn't even say curiosity on there. And this is just a regular IPA. Ooh, it actually does say brewed in Munson. Interesting. People have been always speculating about if the labels give any hints as to what's made in Munson. And this one says it right on there. Munson is their smaller space before they moved to Charlton and expanded to a million other spots. Some people think that maybe the smaller brewery, or they still had all their classic, the classic quality of all their old beers, because their beers aren't they? Every single batch isn't like every single batch used to be 6+ years ago. When they're brewing at Munson, and they had other spots before that. They're smaller, but those are probably not. That'd be a waste to brew something for Treehouse at a tiny, tiny spot. So this one just features a fresh lot of Amarillo. That's all I really tell you about it. 7% canned 4 days ago, and I got a pretty good whiff. That is looking like it's got a little bit of a darkness to it. Oh, this glass is not perfectly clean. A little bit of a darkness to it, and it's not murky. Well carbonated, in part because the bottom of this glass doesn't really get clean in the dishwasher. See those little bubbles in there? Yeah, when you have that happen, it makes it so you can see a lot of bubbles coming up, but it doesn't necessarily mean there's more carbonation. It just means there are these nucleation points that are making all these bubbles come up. So that means you're going to lose the carb faster and lose aroma faster. So it can be a bad thing for beer, but I'm going to drink this one fast enough, I think. That does good. That does smell a little bit. Maybe like old-fashioned Treehouse. I don't really remember. I had some of those beers back in the day. Didn't have this one. But I like Amarillo, and Amarillo has its own kind of old-fashioned thing going on. I think before Citra came on the scene, Amarillo was seen as one of the fruitiest American hops. And I don't think a lot of people see it as an old school West Coast hop, but you can brew with it and make it fruity, and this one's smelling really orangey. Deep orange oil, sticky, slightly resinous thing, but also when you really inhale, it's just orange popsicle. Yeah, you got just like Sunny D sort of stuff too, which is nice. It's like a mixture of kind of bitter citrus, deep citrus, and also sweet citrus. And yeah, it's definitely got some color on it. And the Treehouse yeast strain is in there a little bit, but it's really helping to bring out some of these fruitier notes from the Amarillo, I guess. This isn't very piney. So it's like a hint of a musky, woodsy thing, but it's definitely very different from Centennial. Oh yeah. I don't say if this is just Amarillo hops, but I can tell it's focused on it. It's got a immediate hop oil thing. This is drying out the tongue, maybe because it's super duper fresh also. And the head, despite that sort of dirty glass, is like looking real nice. We got some nice soapy bubbles. They're still kind of popping a little fast. Not super fast though. It's not like fizzy. If a beer has that quality to it, then you know it's not going to have the nicest feel. The feel to this is pretty good. It's like got a little bit of a bitter bite to it. It's pretty full. It's not sticky. I mean, that tongue drying out quality is a little bit much for me. It's not something I'm really used to from Treehouse. Otherwise, it's got the Treehouse soft thing a little bit. I mean, it's not. It could be a little bit more body to it. Let's pour in there. Let's see what happens. Do we have any sediment? Not really. I got one of the other throwback curiosities. I think it was like Curiosity 4, which was a double IPA, and that one was really hazy. And I have a review of that where I really enjoyed it, but it was a bit incensey. And this one, like, it's not as hazy. And actually, we got a couple chunks in there, but it still has this like kind of slightly spicy, incensey sort of drying quality that I remember from that other one. And being in smaller batches, but not so small. It's like homebrewer size, but maybe they're getting more bitterness. I don't know exactly. I'm just trying to compare this experience with current Treehouse beers. I also think about Treehouse was a long time ago, and this just seems more bitter. I guess it's also the Amarillo hops are just presented as a little bit more bitter. But it's just the oil, like a lot of times Amarillo can have the highest amount of like myrcene, which myrcene blows off a little bit, the hydrocarbon. But that one also creates this sort of general sort of green, clean resin quality that also seems like it makes things more bitter seeming, I think. The stuff is all kind of up in the air, understanding exactly how all the different hop oils, the hydrocarbons work. It's a combination of a whole bunch of them in small and large amounts that kind of creates the amazing aroma of these IPAs. But just talking about one of them, I'm trying to explain it, but I can't really. Yeah, this is good, but just a little bit too spicy, a little bit much, a little bit too drying. It's not chalky or throat burning. I mean, it has kind of a chalky-ish sort of thing, but it's not over dry hopped. It's not like that sort of thing. There's no throat burn at all. It's just the drying out of the tongue. But it's really good and different, and yeah, I feel like I haven't been talking about how good this beer is and exactly what the flavors are. I'm just trying to understand it. That's what I do in a lot of my videos. But for a rating, I'm not sure. I feel like I have to drink my other cans and think about it. That's what I really feel about every beer review in here, is that like whenever I'm doing a rating, I feel like I'm just pulling it out of my ass and I need to think more about it. Greg from Greg's Beer Reviews takes a break and comes back. I'm too lazy to do that. So we'll say that's why so many of my reviews are like 4 to 4.5, because I haven't decided. And I don't buy bad beers. I don't usually review beers I expect to be bad. Sometimes they end up being bad, but this one's a 4.25 because it's good, but it's not knocking my socks off. It's mainly just that. I already explained it. The mouthfeel, the spiciness, that's kind of making it harder to drink. But it's not detracting from the other fruity qualities, and this video is too long. Bye-bye.